Welcome to the video. Like, subscribe, and I hope you enjoy. Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be talking about the Fire King and the Ice King having a battle with each other, but we're not quite sure if this is ever going to happen, but I think it will. If you agree with me, comment down below and leave a like, subscribe, and enjoy the video. So I think, carrying on from the theme of the Fire and Ice King having a battle, maybe, I'm not too sure about you guys, but I actually think that the Fire King will win over the Ice. I'll explain this in a bit, but let me just explain how the Ice King came to be. The Ice King was in this spherical object. It was probably ice, I'm not sure, but maybe glass or ice. Yeah, it was ice, as I can see here. Yeah, it was ice, and it took quite a long time for him to break out. He broke out and he completely covered the map in snow. That's the first time we ever saw him in a game cinematic. He turned the whole map into snow. Well, he didn't turn it into snow, he covered it in snow, because obviously he's the Ice King and he wants to rule over the island. The Fire King was trapped below in a dungeon, and we think he might be trapped because there might be like an element round table of all the kings or maybe queens of the elements. So there's a Fire King, Ice King, Wind King, Earth King, you know, the elements, not the periodic table. And you can see the Fire King's chair has been knocked over. So maybe he was dragged down to the dungeons, or he didn't like what the other kings or queens were planning and he just left. But they punished him for that and they trapped him in the ice. The ice now has melted. It happened a few weeks ago now, and the Fire King has slowly evolved from that time. It started off with him having a helmet with a lock on the front, and if you went to Polar Peaks in the castle, you would find a key that would open the lock, which would unlock his second form. Now his third form is he has a bald head, he has nothing on his head, and he's just starting to warm up. Now on his final form, he is in the loading screen. He's circled by he's in a circle of balls of fire, and looks like he's evolving into his final stage. His final stage is he has magma flowing through his arms and in his head, and his eyes are starting to glow more now, and just glow more. And sorry about that. And he's become really strong now from when he was all in that ice, when he was all up in that ice. And sorry about that, guys. I had a bit of a cough. I went to drink some water and my throat is completely fine. Adding on to what I was talking about earlier, the Fire King is now stronger and is ready to battle the Ice King. The Ice King, I don't know if he's preparing or if he's training or whatever, and I think there's going to be a huge battle between the two elements. If you guys didn't know, fire and ice are both counter partners. So fire can melt ice, but ice can stop a flame. So we're not too sure what would happen, what the reaction would be if they both like had a huge clash. Let's say like the Fire King brought a wad of fire over, the Ice King brought a load of snow or ice over, and we still wouldn't know who would win. But I have my pretty good fair share of who would win. I think the Fire King will win because I mean, fire, I think he's already melted half the map, because I'm not too sure, but I actually think the Fire King will win this battle. This is the last bit. I'm going to tell you about the Ice King, then I'll move on to the Fire King for a bit, and I'll show you the rest of the clip, the rest of the gameplay after. But the Ice King obviously has a kingdom of snow, which may be his habitat, maybe it makes him stronger. So we never know. Maybe the Ice King will win against the Fire King. We'll have to wait and see. Moving on to the Fire King. The Fire King has had time to evolve as well, and has time to get back into his proper state. Maybe the Ice King wanted him to leave so they could have an amazing, epic, huge clash with each other, and he wanted to show everyone that he was the strongest. But maybe he didn't want him to evolve this much, because he's evolving quite fast, and you never know, he might evolve again. This is his final stage. I have my suspicions that they might be fighting when on season 8, like we have cinematics, we have live events, like we had the rocket event, the cube event, the other cube event, and the butterfly event. That was the best one, the butterfly event. We might have a fire versus ice event. So, like a battle between the elements of fire and ice. Fire and ice, they're not really good partners, as I have already told you. I have already told you as well that I think fire would win, and I'm going to stick to that because I do science, people. Alright? I'm not that dumb, alright? I do science, and we're doing stuff about elements. We've done elements, and we found out that whatever happens, fire or heat will always overtake a cold substance, but not all the time. Sorry if I misspoke there. Not all the time. Sometimes it can take out the flame, but I still think that the flame will win. So that's all I've got for you guys about the battle, and yeah, the battle. So let me do long story short. The Fire and Ice King are gonna have a battle. I think they're gonna have a battle, see who gets to win, and whoever wins will change the map however they want. I think the Fire King will win because it's fire, and ice is just water that's been turned into a solid state. And the Fire King has started making earthquakes around the map, so he's gonna lift some lava or fire out of the ground to come out and spew everywhere to melt the snow and to make the Ice King weaker. Thank you for listening, and thank you. Enjoy the gameplay. We get close to a win, but we don't get that much. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Keep